The snow fell in relentless sheets across the vast boreal forest of northern Alberta, blanketing the world in a hush that swallowed all sound except the crunch of boots on frozen ground. Ethan Harper, a towering lumberjack with arms like tree trunks and a beard flecked with frost, trudged deeper into the woods. At 6'4" and built from years of felling giants with his double-bit axe, he was no stranger to the wild's dangers. But today he sought fresh timber, straight-grained spruce untouched by the logging crews. His breath plumbed in the sub-zero air as he scanned the tree line, the weight of his axe comforting on his shoulder. A low rumble shattered the silence, more felt than heard, vibrating through the snow. Ethan spun, his eyes widening as a massive grizzly bear exploded from the underbrush. The beast was a colossus, its fur matted with ice, eyes burning with primal fury. Starved by the harsh winter, it had caught Ethan's scent on the wind. No time to run. The bear charged, paws thundering like avalanches. Ethan hefted his axe, muscles coiling like springs. "Come on, you bastard!" he roared, swinging with all his might. The blade whistled through the air, catching the bear's lower jaw in a sickening crack. Bone shattered, blood sprayed in a hot arc across the snow, and the grizzly's roar twisted into a gurgling howl. But momentum carried it forward. 800 pounds of fury slammed into Ethan, knocking him flat into the drifts. He gasped as the wind fled his lungs, the bear's weight pinning him like a felled log. The broken jaw hung limp, teeth jagged and useless for a killing bite. But the claws, oh, the claws were razors. The grizzly raked them across Ethan's chest, shredding his flannel shirt and carving deep furrows into flesh. Blood welled up, steaming in the cold, as Ethan thrashed beneath it. He punched at the beast's muzzle, but it was futile. The bear pressed down harder, forepaws thrusting like pistons. Ribs cracked under the pressure, splintering with pops that echoed in Ethan's skull. Agony bloomed, his vision blurring as the bear ground him into the earth. He couldn't draw breath, his body a crushed cage, but life clung stubbornly. The grizzly, frustrated by its mangled maw, shifted its stance. Then, in a grotesque mockery of dominance, it lifted its hind leg. A hot steam of streamy piss poured onto Ethan's face, acrid, burning his eyes, filling his nostrils and mouth. He tried to turn away, but the weight immobilized him. The urine flooded his airways. He couldn't swallow, couldn't spit. Panic surged as his lungs screamed for air, drowning in the foul liquid. Bubbles frothed from his lips, his body convulsing in silent horror. The world faded to black. Ethan's last thoughts, a whirlwind of regret and rage. Back in their cabin on the edge of the forest, Elsa paced by the wood stove, her long auburn hair tied back, green eyes shadowed with worry. At 28, she was a vision of rustic beauty, slender yet strong from years of helping Ethan with the homestead. He'd left at dawn, promising to return by noon, but his phone went straight to voicemail. The storm was worsening. Signals were spotty, but this felt wrong. "Damn it, Ethan," she muttered, pulling on her parka and boots, grabbing a flashlight and her hunting knife. She set out alone, following the trail he always took. The wind howled as she pushed through the deepening snow, calling his name until her throat ached. Hours blurred into a numb trek, the forest a labyrinth of white. Then a metallic tang hit her, the scent of blood, heart pounding. Elsa crested a ridge and froze. There, in a trampled clearing, lay Ethan's body, mangled and half buried in crimson-stained snow. And hunched over him was the grizzly, its jaw grotesquely askew, dangling like a broken hinge. The bear gnawed awkwardly at Ethan's remains, its tongue lolling through the shattered bone, tearing chunks with sheer persistence. Blood smeared its muzzle, and it paused, sniffing the air. Elsa's gasp betrayed her. The beast's eyes locked on hers, dark voids of hunger. It rose on hind legs, a towering shadow against the blizzard, and bellowed a wet, distorted roar. Terror propelled Elsa backward. She turned and ran, boots sinking into drifts, branches whipping her face. The forest blurred into a white haze, her breath ragged sobs. Behind her, the bear crashed through the undergrowth, its gait uneven from the injury but relentless. Snow flew in its wake. It was gaining, claws churning the ground like engines of death. Elsa glanced back, too close. The bear lunged, a paw swiping like a scythe. Claws hooked her little calf, tearing through fabric and muscle. She screamed, tumbling face first into the snow. Pain exploded up her leg, but adrenaline surged, and she lashed forward on hands and knees. The bear was on her in seconds, its bulk slamming down, hot breath reeking of blood and rot. Pinned beneath it, Elsa thrashed, knife flashing uselessly against its hide. The grizzly's jaw brushed her cheek, drool mixing with her tears. It shifted, forepaws clamping her shoulders. Then, with deliberate malice, it seized her head in its mangled jaw, not biting, but pulling. Claws dug into her scalp, yanking with inexorable force. Elsa shrieked as skin tore, muscles strained. The bear twisted, pulling harder, vertebrae grinding in protest. Blood poured down her neck, warm against the cold. With the final wet rip, her head came free, pretty little eyes wide in eternal shock, pretty features contorted in agony. The body twitched once, steam rising from the severed neck in ghostly curls, mingling with the falling snow. The grizzly dropped the head, nosing it aside like discarded prey. It lumbered back toward Ethan's corpse, but paused, ears prickling. In the distance, faint but growing, came the whir of snowmobile engines. Searchers, perhaps, drawn by the unanswered calls. The bear's eyes gleamed with cunning. Would it flee into the storm, or lie in wait for fresh victims? Thank you for listening to this Horrors from the North chilling tale. This is my new YouTube channel, so if you all will like this video and subscribe to this page, I've been posting several videos on this channel per week, so I hope to see you in my next one.